What's up, chat? I mean, we can be better a bit with our timings, I should say. I do apologize for that. If you are choosing to spend your evening watching this Seahawks podcast, given there may or may not be rival ones going on at the same time, we obviously appreciate it. I've got a bloodshot eye for some reason. I think, maybe I could sleep more. Maybe I shouldn't have rubbed it when I'd been cooking. Maybe the Seahawks defense yesterday stressed me out too much. But tonight is the offense tape review podcast, which you'll be able to see from the title. Before that, though, Griff, do you have any preamble stuff? Should we just get into it?
No, I had a question for you. So, when you are
ask away.
Thank you for reminding me. When you're putting on a pair of pants, okay, and say,
well, hold on. We already have an issue.
Oh, no, okay.
Because, when you say pants, Griff,
yeah.
Do you mean trousers or do you mean undergarments?
What the public sees.
I don't want to get public see.
Well, I don't want to get too lost.
Buddy, I know we've got to know each other well over the years. There is an internet relationship. You may not know what the public sees.
When you're going to the store, what do you call the garments on your legs?
Right. Okay. Pants. Yeah. So pants. The American. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We're having another across the pond moment where we call things different things. Mm-hmm. So when you're putting on a pair of pants and what the say it's tight fitting at the ankle, whether elastic or just you're wearing like form fitting, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're wearing anything like that, and when you're putting the pants on, do you pull when they're elastic and they don't fit over your foot? Do you first pull the pants all the way up to the waist and then go down to the ankle and manually pull them up, or do you pull them up first at the feet and then pull the pants up to your waist?
How tight are these pants?
They're not that tight. No, they're just they're tight enough at the ankle that pulling them up to your feet won't necessarily get them like all the way up. Like say a pair of sweats where it hugs you at the ankle, or like joggers or something.
Yeah, I think I just pull all the way, which that's probably going to stretch the fabric. But what also might be at play here is obviously with me being above average height for a male, 5'10",
right? Especially for the time period.
Absolutely. Perhaps you being a taller gentleman, you have that might influence your technique. Amy, I don't know how tall you are. You're saying leg bottom first, of course, but
the Americans are siding with me.
Well, hang on, I'm super confused. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, which aren't tight, so
same, but they are tight though at the bottom.
Nice.
It is nice, yeah.
So you've put the you have to get the bottoms in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
how would you pull them up?
I always do that, except this one time I didn't, and I pulled them all the way up, and I'm like, this is kind of awkward. And so I had to bend down and do it after. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not doing that again. And I was like, I should ask Matty what Matty does.
Huh. Nice. Okay, yeah. Amy, please be nice.
I'm sure with women's clothing especially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there you go.
I know that was riveting, but we have to move on.
Yeah, it was. Now I'm kind of overthinking my whole, how I get dressed.
Yeah.
Jack, good to see you. I wasn't fighting my coffee maker, but I have had an issue with it today. Still not right. There's something with it. It's not right. Jen, good to see you. And Vince. Okay, Vince, why are we kidnapping people? Oh, I see. We're kidnapping me. Great. Good. Griff, in terms of the Seattle Overload podcast, are we pro or anti-kidnapping?
We take a hard stance against kidnapping people.
Okay. Yeah. Because, like, if you're on board with it,
we're hardliners on that.
That would be an issue. Yeah. Good. Glad we're aligned on that. Right. Should we do this thing?
Should we hop to it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's hop to it. Welcome to the Seattle Overload podcast, where we have more Seahawks tape to review. The Seattle Seahawks played the Pittsburgh Steelers in week 17 of the NFL season, lost that game, but we have some offense tape to look at where there are some positives. There's some really impressive Geno Smith play. There's also the issue of third downs, been an issue all year. They only went 3 of 9. We'll look at the issues they had this game. And also the Geno Smith play. Well, part of why it's positive is because, he's surviving in spite of certain circumstances. So we'll talk about that too. And also, I don't know if it was a new offensive approach from Shane Waldron or if it was, the final form of the season, but there's some stuff that I know Griff in particular wants to talk about when it comes to how we structured this offense. So before that, we have some exciting Seahawks news. The Seahawks have signed 3 of their practice squad.
Oh.
Not that one yet, Griff. Nose tackle Matthew Gotel, defensive end Hamilcar Rashid, and linebacker Christian Young have been signed to the practice squad. That's to fill the 3 spots on the practice squad that came open on Saturday when linebacker Patrick O'Connell, safety Ty Okada, and tackle Jake Kerham was signed from the practice squad to the 53-man roster. Of course, Gotel, Rashid, Young, I think all had time in the preseason with the Seahawks. So I don't really remember watching Rashid. Maybe he got a bit banged up, but I remember Young and Gotel. So there you go. Griff, do you have any spicy opinions on this roster churn for the last game of the season?
I think Gotel could definitely be a rotational player next year. He's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and with how Young has struggled a bit, Cam Young.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be fine, but yeah, definitely push him.
Right. Now, Griff, the exciting Seahawks news.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
We love our Pro Bowlers, don't we, folks?
Griff, we're supposed to have tension here.
Oh, there's
the element of surprise. 3 Seattle Seahawks have been selected for the 2024 Pro Bowl games. Linebacker Bobby Wagner, nickel corner / outside corner Devin Witherspoon, and safety Julian Love will represent Seattle in Orlando with 8 more named alternates. We'll talk about the alternates in a second. But Griff, where do you want to take this? Let's start with the positive, shall we? It is in one we maybe agree with. I mean, Spoon had a great season, didn't he? It's not over yet, of course, but dynamic, I think. And we'll talk about this with Love, I think, but he performed well in the kind of primetime games as well. He was kind of splashy.
Yeah.
He's had some kind of rookie moments throughout the season. I mean, think about Detroit, where he got beat on the kind of trick play designed to get the corner to suck up. Missed tackles in this last game, making his way back from injury. But he's been impressive.
Yeah, he doesn't have he hasn't displayed a weakness like as a theme. There's no specific thing that he struggled with. Like maybe Woolen, as impressive as he was last year, he struggled with some zone elements of like cover 3 play, for example. Devin has been good at just about everything. He's just kind of had like his bad plays. There just is an underlying theme connecting all of them. It's just kind of a rookie being a rookie. And it's doubly impressive that I'm saying that he has no weaknesses because they asked him to do so many things. Like that statement is, even more so impressive because It's not like they just boxed him into one thing, didn't put too much on the rookie, just let him be really good at one or two things. Like when he's playing nickel, he's effectively playing like a safety. He's never done that before.
Or even even a Sam linebacker, given how
Right.
they're running the over front this year, or
Right. Like,
a
yeah,
buck
like
or stud or whatever you want to call it.
the nickel basically functions the way KJ Wright did in 2011 before he moved to off when he moved to Will.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a stacked backer to the bubble basically. And then he also has a coverage responsibility, so it's even harder, like a more impactful coverage responsibilities, like a deep curl player as opposed to really a flat player. Like you might have to match a guy too at times. But then also when it was time to play cover one, they put him in the slot, and he was a man nickel as well. And then on the outside, I mean, he's as advertised, and it's like you can do whatever you want with him, really.
Yeah, for him to be able to handle all that he has and like not have any, they've put the most on his plate out of any player on the defensive roster, you can argue, and for him not to have any just outright busts from being confused about like what play they're in, or from what we can see, and to execute such a high level through the season, even if there have been some down moments, is yeah, it speaks
Right.
volumes about how special he kind of is, and a very exciting future. He kind of living up to that fifth overall selection, and a kind of player who, not just from his kind of on tape impact that you can see, but also just on the broadcast as well. You can see the energy he brings, and it's
Gets
the
his
type
hand on
of
the ball.
and even his character is the type of player that Seattle needs from that kind of leadership standpoint moving forward, if they're going to continue in this mini rebuild, whatever you want to call it. But they need to get younger, they need to get meaner, they need to get leaner, and Spoon is the kind of dude who can kind of spearhead that, lead that. I think that's someone you build a defense around. So
Agreed.
great pick. Right, Griff. Now to the fun stuff. So Julian Love, who the Seahawks signed in this past off season in March, it was fairly early. Fairly late, but they kind of didn't. Well, it was like middle tier of free agency, wasn't it? But they didn't really expect a player like him to still be available. They said as much. They said their marketing was that they couldn't turn it down, but it was probably also because they knew that Jamal Adams was going to be a tough recovery, as has so proved. They signed him to a 2-year, $12 million contract. And this season, Love has played in the strong safety role for the Seahawks. And he's Griff, how has Love played?
I was so like, I think when I first read the list and I saw Bobby, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not surprised. Because that's how the voting goes. But then I didn't see that Julian Love was selected till like 30 minutes later. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, Love got selected? And I feel so bad having that attitude about him, because like in his interviews and everything, he just had a kid. Like he's a really cool guy. I like him as a person. Watching with New York, I've said 1,000 times I was not that impressed, but he was like a fine player and like a floor raising type of player. I mean, I thought he was pretty much the same thing as Ryan Neal was for them, with a slightly different skill set, but kind of giving you the same play at the same position overall. And then as the season went on, I was like, Julian Love is playing really poorly. Surely he'll get better. He's going to get better. And I kept saying that, like I was approaching in good faith. Like to this point, doing my best to analyze what I think I see. I think I'm observing really bad play at multiple things. And I kept saying, but this will regress positively. It will regress positively. And then it didn't, and then it didn't, and then it didn't. And honestly, like the 49ers game, when Jamal got huge amount of criticism for that horrible play, that touchdown he had, that was really Jamal's only bad play that game, which again, a horrible play. But like Julian gave up 2 explosives that game. And then he gave up another completion in the seam. his interception was him getting beat on a route and getting lucky that the ball was tipped to him. But like he got beat on that route. He's 5 yards away from the targeted receiver. Purdy just threw a bad ball. He had a good game against the Eagles. He had a good game against the Titans. I said, I hope that continues. And he was really bad against the Steelers in the run fit. And maybe gave up that seam route too. So it was kind of like it regressed again. But I mean, he's been, in my opinion, a big disappointment. He's been worse than the guy he replaced last year. He's significantly worse than Jamal. I have no idea why he's selected to the Pro Bowl. I don't know where that, maybe the 2 interception game is just, I don't know, just in the forefront of people's minds. His 2 other interceptions were tipped balls. So like, I don't know, man. But then I remember his PFF grades is 75 or whatever. So it's like, maybe it's PFF, but then I think, well, Ryan Neal somehow was the best PFF ranked safety in 2022, and he didn't get selected to the Pro Bowl. So I'm like truly baffled by that one. Like Bobby Wagner, I don't think should be a Pro Bowler either, but I'm not surprised by it. This one I'm surprised by. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Pete Carroll's asked about him, and he's been glowing in the last about the last month of Love's play, and he has been in and around the ball and made some kind of splashy plays. I think in terms of his presence on the team, he's like a really kind of solid pro, good vet who maybe has a grounding presence on the back end. I think some of the mess ups have been kind of Reek Woolen just having brain farts, and then maybe that makes Love look bad, as like we saw yesterday when we were looking at the defense tape. And I think where when it comes to Pro Bowl voting, what matters is he made 2 very impressive interceptions against the Philadelphia Eagles in a primetime matchup that everyone was watching on Monday Night Football, as Brandon shouts about in the chat. And that sticks in the mind. The national audience sees it. And when it comes to the national audience as well, his mess ups haven't been highlighted really by like broadcasts. So if he does mess up, he's not getting berated. Whereas, not that Jamal Adams is close to worthy of a Pro Bowl selection this year, but when Adams messes up, you damn hear about it.
Yeah.
To that point, Bobby Wagner actually got kind of, was it Troy Aikman was pretty critical of Bobby Wagner I think it was in that same Monday Night Football matchup, or it might have been the 49ers game. So along with kind of everyone else getting a bit wiser to Wagner, at least it seems on Twitter, and where he's at in his 11th season of with the Seahawks and 12th in the NFL, I don't know, it's slightly surprising, but people just don't have a clue when it comes to inside linebackers.
I mean, they see the tackle count, they see the PFF grade.
Yeah. So the Pro Bowl DBs are Deron Bland, Travarius Ward, Jalen Johnson, Devin Witherspoon, Jesse Bates, Buda Baker, Julian Love.
Sure, why not? Sounds good.
I didn't know Jalen Johnson was playing well. That's the Bears corner, right?
Yeah.
He has 4 interceptions this year. Is this all just PFF grades?
Probably.
But how is Bobby Wagner doing this year in PFF grading?
How is Bobby?
Yeah.
I think he's still like top 15.
Okay.
You know what's funny is that his like best football I think I have ever seen Bobby Wagner play was 2020, I think. Like even better than like his rookie contract stuff. And it's like the middle of his career, like average grade.
When he just got to be a strong hook dropper.
Well, and I mean, what he was doing against play action in 2020 was insane, and he was awesome against the run. And we were even talking about him, saying like he's athletically not what he was, but he's still athletic enough.
They coached the heck out of their rules, didn't they? Like play action rule pickups.
Right. Then 2021, he's the
We
same. Like he's just the athleticism fell off a cliff. Like
yeah
he went from a good athlete to a bad athlete. He was a great athlete 2018. Very good, great athlete 2019, 2020, good athlete. But it's like he's playing his ass off right now. His eyes are always in the right place, eyes in the back of his head. 2021, the athleticism like nosedived. It didn't just gradually regress, it nosedived.
yeah
And that was like with KJ, like he gradually regressed. He never nosedived athletically. So, but Bobby's he's been going to Switzerland and getting that knee scope procedure ever since 2018. Like he's
wait
had a
is the
recurring.
is the Switzerland trip, is it confirmed Switzerland?
I think so, yeah. He has to go overseas for it. He's had a recurring knee problem for a long time. Like that's why this is his age is or his aging has been accelerated athletically. Like the slow twitch. Like Matty, do you remember the Saints game after 2019? We were DMing and you said Griff, Bobby's kind of low key washed right now. He's not doing the things he's so good.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, he's still playing like it doesn't matter yet. But you're like, he's not the athlete he used to be. You said that before I did. You said that in 2019. And I was like, yeah, he's not making the same plays, but it didn't matter yet, really. And then 2021 is when it was too much and it started to matter. But
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the Rams signed him, and then surprised the Seahawks did this, and then
I don't.
I mean,
How?
and as we've sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I cut you off.
Well, as we talked about as well, we've had how the run defense was playing at the start of the year, and he was more kind of in between the tackles. It kind of fitted his where he's at right now, and he's still very good at getting down the hill, slipping over the top of blocks, particularly if it's kind of within those confines and it's like north-south, like kind of inside stuff. But when it gets further outside and a bit more lateral, or you get regression in run defense around him, then there's problems. But I mean,
Right.
as John P. Boyle of Seahawks.com writes, 168 tackles, second in the NFL, just 3 shy of Wagner's career high. Also, Wagner has 3.5 sacks and 11 tackles for loss. It's actually crazy that they have kept him on the field for dime, given like his lack of impact relative there.
And they scheme like he knows he doesn't have impact. Like and we know this because we know what they used to do with him. The fact that they no longer do those things with him is indicative of what they think he can do. They don't think he can carry a seam anymore, hot down the pipe. They even his hook drops, he's just babysitting his pre-snap read. He's just sitting on 3, sitting on 2. And he's like dead to the world with anything that's going on over him or behind him. He's just playing his check down basically.
Mm.
And like that's not what Bobby was doing in 2020.
So Griff, good for Bobby Wagner, and given that he represents himself as his own agent, this should
He's a very
help
shrewd businessman.
Yeah, credit to him doing kind of a not a trailblazer. He's not the first to do that, but one of the first, and it's very impressive that he's able to do what he has done in terms of negotiations. Now, why I bring that up is today often is the way, but the way that the tweets from today's press conference from Pete Carroll were reported, tweeted out, lack of context there. Pete Carroll said he's had a fantastic season coming back to us in his leadership. The example that he sets for other guys, he doesn't have to say much. He just does everything well and right. The fact he's had a productive year and he's making his plays and a ton of tackles again, and the durability again, which is just so remarkable throughout his career, is just a statement of his overall conditioning, development, and maintenance of all that it takes to do that. It's incredible that he's played this much. And 168 tackles, that's amazing. He's done everything that we could have hoped for. And then as a follow-up, he was asked, basically, let me get the exact wording, if he plans on Bobby Wagner being back next season. And Pete Carroll said, I would think, yes, we would love to have him. But when you actually watch Pete say it, like, he kind of has to sit, like,
Yeah.
I would be shocked and I would be concerned if that's the plan.
He said the same thing after 2021.
Yeah, Pete can BS pretty well, especially when the season's gone bad or is going bad, or is it toward the end?
Yeah, with one game left to go and still a slim chance of getting into the playoffs. I mean, really, it's a coin flip. I mean, he's not going to say, we don't want to bring Bobby back when he still has games left to play. Game or games plural, potentially. Like, it doesn't help him at all by saying anything other than heaping praise. He doesn't want to kill the guy's attitude with one game left. Like, the season hasn't ended yet, even though it feels that way after that loss to the Steelers. The season has not actually ended yet. So Pete has a locker room to manage still,
Yeah. So just finally here.
It's great for the legacy, though. Hall of Fame lock, in that perspective. It further mints the LOB years. So,
yeah. Rightly a Hall of Fame lock. So that's cool. And I hope that Wagner making the Hall of Fame, I don't know if there's anything to this, but I would hope it would lead to more of those guys getting consideration. I mean, they're widening the Hall of Fame up anyway, aren't they? So,
yeah.
So Witherspoon, one of 10 rookies in franchise history to make the Pro Bowl, just the third on defense, along with Reek Woolen and Lofa Tatupu. 16 passes defensed, which is first among rookies and fifth in the league. 68 tackles, ranking fifth among rookies, and his 3 sacks rank 11th among the rookies. Also earned NFC Defensive Player of the Week after that Week 4 game where he had 2 sacks and 97-yard pick 6. And earned NFL Rookie of the Month honors for October. And while he did get hurt with the hip pointed Griff, just with his size, it just shows how just having that competitive drive and hunger can make up for so much. As we're greeted by,
this is Miles.
It is Miles. There you go.
Hi. Say hi.
Is Miles being a good boy?
He is. He's getting a little antsy though. Come on. Ugh.
Anxie Miles. Oh no. And while Griff is trying to calm Miles, Love 4 interceptions, which is a career high. 10 passes defensed, also a career high. Also has 103 tackles and has played on special teams, leading the team with 12 tackles. And he was NFC Defensive Player of the Week after that Week 15 win over the Eagles. So there you go. Robert Coppersmith. Robert Griff.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, in 2020, he played behind a 3-4. It didn't matter.
Robert, right. Bobby is in a 4-3 defense now.
Yeah, what they're doing in nickel is effectively 4-3 structure.
Yeah.
Like the 2-4-5 is a 4-3. It's just different personnel.
Robert, the way they're playing their defense for like the vast majority of snaps right now is basically, in like layman's terms, is a 4-3 over. It's not to do with 3-4 or 4-3 really. With the Rams, he was with a 3-4. Like in terms of odd structure stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not really a thing. Okay. So that's the Seahawks Pro Bowl stuff. Good for those guys. Nothing really else to say other than, well, I guess this transitions us nicely to Sasha. Good point. Very good point. It's a good question.
Well, yeah, you can go. Go ahead.
What's the point of basing your personnel as 3-4 if you're going to major in something that's 4-3 for 90% of the time? Yes, Sasha, I think there's a bit of a lag between the front office and the coaching staff, but you do need like your first stringers to be able to play in the base just in case you want to run base, so you can still get your best players on the field, right? So that's why.
Yeah.
But
Well, and but also like any 3-4 team, is gonna play nickel when they want to play nickel, and all of their nickel stuff is really 4-3 structure, 4-3 spacing. But then even then, though, their 3-4 spacing, the structure of it is no different than their 4-3 over under. It's not even similar to what they were doing in Bear as much. Like what's different is how it affects the coverage. Your seventh dropper could be either one of the outside linebackers. So like it's like taking the old structure and saying instead of the Sam being the seventh dropper, the Sam could rush occasionally and you drop the Leo. That's what, but structure spacing wise is the same thing. So like you've got a one gapping 3 technique, a one gapping nose, and then your big end might occasionally mirror step or 2 gap. And even then he's one gapping often too. Like it's no different than what they've done.
And Sasha, what I'd say is, remember back in the day, we were always told that Seattle was a 4-3 defense running with 3-4 personnel, which is pretty confusing. But basically, I think we can kind of learn from that, learn from how other teams are successful around the league. I think they need to make a bigger deal about having that 5 technique type on their defense, that kind of big end type, the Michael Bennett type. They just need a bigger guy who can play edge but can play 5 tech. Draymond Jones is that right now, like he's doing that. But like, start rostering that, start drafting that. Don't just have like 3-4 DNs who
are on the lighter side, you know.
Yeah, they have started to try and kind of bring that back, but I don't know if the front office was doing like drafting for that in the off season, like or like rostering for that in the off season. Their backup's been like Mario Edwards and then Miles Adams is that kind of role. So
right, you can approach it from 2 sides of it, right? Because we've seen different weight classes play the position. You can take the 3-4 end spectrum. You can stick Leonard Williams at big end to be fine, right? But if you want to get a little bit of edge rush in there, you can look at it from both spectrums. You find smaller 3-4 ends, or you simply find bigger 4-3 ends. Like Michael Bennett is more of the bigger 4-3 end mold, and then Draymond Jones is more of the smaller 3-4 end. Now they eventually meet in the middle, and that's why you can pull from either skill set category in the draft to play big end. But if you want the big end to actually give you some edge rush too, or to be versatile in both of your packages as a pass rusher, then you're going to need to go to the Michael Bennett route where the guy is more 275, 280, even though Bennett kind of packed on the weight a little bit. He was pushing 285 by the end. But like I'm all gung-ho on getting like the 280-pound guy who can actually rush the edge, even if he's not bending it so much, but can still get pressure in his own way from the edge, who's stout enough to kind of play, you know, even if he's one gapping a heavy 5, like to play, you know, thud the tackle, you know, even if he's playing on the outside C gap, you know. So like Draymond Jones can play the run fine from a 5 technique, but he's not really going to rush the passer from a 5 technique.
You know, Griff, like I should have mentioned it yesterday, really, because when we got into Jones, I did feel, you know, he's kind of been coming alive a bit against the run as a 5 tech.
Yeah. And like, why wouldn't, you know, like there's nothing in his skill set that should preempt him from that getting there eventually, right? It's, you know, you worry more about like as a run defender, the more in space stuff. And in under, it wouldn't matter as much because he's going to have a tight end. He's not really going to be tasked with that much space because he's in between the tackle and tight end. In and over, he's the edge of the defense no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's playing a 4-eye and you rule the same.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, depends. It all depends.
Sorry, why are you worried about him in more space?
Well, because he's 285.
Yeah.
I mean, if imagine you have a slot, you walk your back, like think Mug Easy, right? With Irvin,
Yeah.
walk Irvin out, and now Bennett is your edge setter. You're fine because Michael Bennett is He's not the fastest guy, but he can handle himself, right? Bennett's more nimble in space than Draymond Jones was.
Yeah. Basically, chat, what we're talking about is we're talking more like 270-ish pounds, or like even 265 plus, because the Seahawks don't have that. I mean, Maffei's like 260-ish, but that's just because he's crazy, like muscly. Like he's not that.
You know who this guy was?
And I know Uchenna Nwosu's 251. Like I know coming out he was at least. So, and he's described by Pete as like the strongest guy on the team, which is kind of a problem if that's your strongest edge player. As good as Nwosu is, like he was amazing defending the run. Obviously, I'm not saying that, but they just need a. Go ahead, Griff. Who is this guy?
I'm just going to say that the perfect player that we wanted that was,
accessible. Don't say Thule.
No, not Thule. Not him. Okay. He's too light anyway. He's like 260 now. It's Keon White. We love that guy. He's perfect for what we're talking about. Perfect.
Yeah, and we liked him.
Yeah.
Has he been good this year? He was good in the preseason.
He was awesome in preseason. I haven't paid attention, but I'm sure he's been fine. Anyway, whatever, man. All right, the alternates made sense. The alternates made perfect sense. You had Gino, Diggs, Jordan.
Oh yeah. I didn't talk about that. Read out the Pro Bowl alternates, please.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Oh dear.
No, we're getting there. All right, we have Nick Bellore, of course. Or whatever. That's just like your token special teamer, right? I guess more people voted for him. Jordan Brooks, Dixon, like Brooks makes sense, Dixon makes sense, Quandre Diggs, Boye Mafe, DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, Ken Walker. That is all totally unoffensive, makes sense. Half of them should have been Pro Bowlers, not just alternates. Whatever.
Yeah. There you go. Right. All right. Offense tape. So I was going to lead this somewhere. Oh yeah, so listening to Pete Carroll on the radio, Griff, he seems so annoyed that they can't run the ball more often.
Yeah.
Like they can't get third downs picked up. But the way he's annoyed and the fact that third down's been an issue throughout the year, I did wonder if perhaps Waldron's time may be a problem. He's obviously frustrated that they lost an absolutely vital game.
And winnable game.
Yeah, but he just keeps going on about how they don't get enough runs in. And it's like, well, at a certain point...
But
how frustrated is he? Like,
so we have to parse what he's really talking about, though. Is he saying call more runs, or is he saying convert more?
He even mentions third downs. I mean, so today, Griff, it was good. In his press conference, he was asked about running the football more often, and he said, just more, we were efficient, we had a good average, we had the line of scrimmage moving like we liked, we just need more, we need to use our opportunities, we need to use the conversions, and I keep going back to that. We need to keep moving the sticks so that we get more chances.
Right.
So it's about third down is the issue for the offense, along with the red zone, but the red zone's kind of improved, whereas
third downs have too, except for this game.
Yeah, this game was kind of a regression on third down, so that's kind of what we're going to explore.
Okay.
Because they went 3 of 9 on third down, which is below that 50% mark. But so that's why we're going to look at third downs, not just for third downs as a whole, but also thinking about the run game and that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And then Griff, kind of related, isn't it? But how Geno Smith was able to stay alive in the pocket, but also Shane Waldron's offense this game, was he calling a different thing, or
the theme of still building out of 5-step dropbacks and not doing as much quick game as he was the first half of the season has held, and then when he did call quick game like 5 times maybe, it was like all empty full field progression quick game. It wasn't half field. So that's either demonstrating some faith in the protection. Though it's ironic because the protection wasn't that great. But a full field progression, you need to be able to read the entire field. It's going to take time.
Yep.
There were so many half fields earlier on in the year because he didn't trust the protection. So whether he trusts it or not, he's calling it in spite of whatever that trust level is. And it worked out. I like that, being able to attach different concepts on the backside of quick game is really important, just because Gino is a guy who will use it. If you give him a second, he'll use it, right?
Yeah.
And that led to some explosive plays. Like if you're getting explosives out of quick game, they got 2. Your offense is in really good shape. And then when they went into the 5-step game on early downs, they were successful there too. They had like 14 of them. It was 5 quick game, 14 5-step or 7-step drop. Gino had a 75% completion rate. Like this is not play action either. So he's not just leaning on play action. And then he had like a 53% success rate. So probably 10 out of 10 of those 19 were successful, which is really high. At least on early downs. Late downs, they went 3 for 9. Play action, they actually were only 5 for 9. I didn't realize that, but each gain was an explosive just about. But what you were asking, like, was there something particular going? He was really trying to get dig routes going into the middle of the field. And what's funny is that, like, they weren't actually getting open, or the protection wasn't giving time for them. And we'll get into that. He did hit stuff over the middle, but it was more like on the play action where like the read is like the primary thing is that piece of it, or in quick game, he was able to get over the middle. But in like the pure drop back, like here, you see DK and Jackson's particularly not open. And then I don't think DK's open here because that safety's nailing down playing a Tampa 2 invert, and he's reacting to what Gino does. But if Gino motions to throw right there, he's melting into that window, and I don't think it's that's a pick. Maybe if Gino floats it, but I don't know.
So this is the first 3rd down they didn't pick up, and it's disguised Tampa 2, as Griff said. So Tampa 2 invert with the safety coming down into the middle hole, the middle run through. This is the deep half player here. This is a cloud. This is a cloud. This is a curl. This is a curl. I think Gino maybe could have thrown this to DK, but it's early in the game. And the decision to check down within the kind of rhythm of the play where there's the chip and the flat, they're sinking deep in their zones, past the sticks. Good. They just come up 1 yard short.
Yeah. Like if you think he throws like an arcing ball, like just inside the hash over the safety, it works.
Yeah, this would be a ball of throw, but I think he could make this happen.
Yeah.
Although, again, if this isn't rushed like this, moving off the spot doesn't help because then suddenly that throw becomes more like it's more difficult.
Like you can't rifle a flat ball; it has to be a curved ball.
No, and because he's had to kind of move up now, yeah, that's a tough window. Gino maybe like when he's at his absolute best,
yeah,
like locked in. Like game on the line, Gino, maybe that's thrown, but
yeah. Let me know. My dog has decided to gnaw on a bone. Let me know if it picks up the
to
noise.
gnaw on a bone.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Imagine being a dog. Like the highlight of your day is after chasing rabbits, of course.
Do you know what type of bone?
It's like a Nyla bone or whatever. It's not real.
Oh, right, okay.
Anyway, so they set up a 4th and 1 here, and I'm shocked Pete didn't go for it.
Yeah, like what did I tweeted live? What did the DJ Dallas tush push die for? Like,
yeah, like what? And
why did we bother with that?
They're at the 50, and they have no reason.
No, it is 4th and 1, like legit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an interesting
It
question.
was weird. That was weird.
Very
It's
weird.
bizarre, right?
Yeah. This is bad from Gino,
This
but
is Gino's bad play of the day. Yeah.
I think this is like the posture. It would usually be like that.
Yeah.
He just doesn't think this guy's going to flip back.
And that is good sailing.
Yeah, very good technique. And just the context of this whole offensive performance against the Steelers is the Steelers were so banged up. You can only play what's out in front of you, but it's something to keep in mind with the success they had, but also it makes the failures more frustrating.
So here
I haven't seen this type of thing for ages.
Yeah, it's like classic 3-man dagger.
Yeah,
And
coin, right?
Coin or NASCAR, whatever they call it. Now, their strong buzz takes away dagger. This is why they never got daggered with Cam. Cam got
actually
hurt.
crazy how the Steelers are playing a more like on offense they played more like Pete Carroll like, and on defense
This is very Cam and Earl right now.
Yep.
But so you see how the strong hook player coming from depth is sitting right at the depth of the break of the dig route in dagger. So you get the clear out route over, and then that is just right there. And so Gino moves off it quickly and just hits the check down. Like he doesn't really read that triangle. He could have thrown to Colby, but I think he's making the matchup decision. I'm going to trust Ken one-on-one with the curl flat to the weak side with space. It was a good decision. I mean, you're giving Ken a chance to make a play, like he's being a difference maker here.
Yeah, and Griff, details of the way this is run is weird to me. They look kind of sloppy. Like, this dude can he not get behind? Does he not realize that's the weak hook and he could actually get the ball? He goes so flat. I just hate how that's run. Why are they in the same area?
Well, that's kind of so they run it where 3 runs a true clear out, and then they run it where 3. It's almost like it's like a cross and a dig. Like they have 2 different.
Yeah, but
I think that's how it's designed, honestly.
I don't know. When the Rams run it, that guy goes more.
Maybe, yeah.
He's too shallow.
So it goes to the it goes back to the
details.
Right. But I still think the Steelers get good depth and good width as well from their hook defenders.
And guys, when you have a reliable pass rush, you can drop to your zone and you can tackle the check down. Although 38 had a tough angle there.
So 33. Oh, excuse me. So they're running it's stick really, but it's almost it's like stick corner. You read it like snag almost. Right?
And they get drop 8.
So he's got a zone side and a man side, right? He reads zone pre-snap, even though there's changing parts, and he goes to the zone beater side, which is right, and they convert. But
yep,
DK's wide ass open.
Yeah, but then if he's looking over here, this guy's expanding.
Yeah, true. And he is trying to move them, and it works. Like he moves them with his shoulders.
Yeah, is that making looking like an idiot?
Yep.
That's a good job.
And it's so quick. It's quick game, right? Third and short. So scheme wise, Waldron's just trying to play small ball,
Yep.
playing within themselves. I think that's smart.
Let me know when you want to stop.
This is a fun one. So this is that crazy play action play, that first one.
Yeah.
It's XZ read. So both Tyler and DK are running read routes where, like, if the corner's high or if it's quarters, then you curl off. So Tyler curls off like he should. If the corner's like even or if it's one high, like if the corner's even and it's one high, you keep going. But
Yeah, I'm surprised DK
DK
did
curls
this.
off. So he curls off for some reason. The corner is reading this because he knows what this play is. He knows what Seattle runs this play, has run this play like 12 times this year. That's a lot. And they've gotten
Yeah.
a lot of yards off of it. A lot. The corner plays it really well. Like he's all over it, right?
Yeah,
He
he
knows
cheats the route.
Yeah.
And they might have a no, yeah, he just cheats the route. I guess they have been snapping stuff off like this against Trail, but it's a weird decision.
So wait, well, what's the coverage, Steve? Is it a fire zone? 3 deep, 3 under?
Hmm.
It's kind of a weird corner technique, though, isn't it? Does DK sit down because even though it's one high?
Why do you think it's a weird corner technique?
Well, because he's playing almost like it's two trail, like two man.
Yeah, I wondered if they had a bracket on DK, but I don't think so.
Now, as like in defensive DK, does he sit down because he sees the post safety so over top of him? You know?
Yeah, possibly.
But anyway, like DK and Gino's improv is great. Like DK just floats away from the defender's leverage, right?
Yeah.
Gino's amazing, like incredible urgency in the pocket.
Who has a tough rep then? Oh, just the same thing as last week, where they're setting it up with the slide of the pocket, and they get inside moved on the right side, which was an issue last week as well, right, against the Titans.
Yeah. The corner's probably so upset with himself. He probably thought he was all over it.
Well, look what offense though, pushing off. 2-hand push.
True.
I didn't call that, to be honest.
Don't snitch, Matty.
Hey, I hate offense.
I did wonder why Gino was setting up so wide, though, initially.
In the pocket?
Like, he works to his right. Like, why? Is he thinking he's going to have to check down, so he's trying to work to Charbonnet because he sees the pressure come so quick?
I think it's just to sell the wide zone, right? But then, yeah, well, that is old.
But look, he goes to, I think he's thinking, oh, shit, I got to get to Sharb.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wait, I can actually work through this.
Yep.
It's incredible stuff, man.
It is.
It's a great play.
Yeah, that's a highlight reel play. Pro Bowl alternate play. So, should Walker just hit this right up inside, Griff? I think you run duo so he can do stuff like this, right?
Yeah. So they're gapped out, and everyone's well leveraged. So there's nothing to. I mean, your read takes you inside out, and they're making a corner tackle. So Walker one-on-one with a corner, like I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the correct read. I wondered if that's making the tackle, but 5 yards. Charbonnet probably hits that up inside for 3 to 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm fine with duo. Something I'm totally fine with Walker bouncing. Like
Yeah, it's designed to do this.
Yeah. He so long as he's like not cutting back duo.
Especially on 1st and 10, right?
Right. It's almost like a design bounce, really, in effect. But
There we go. Jen.
Jen lives for this shit.
It might not be.
That's usually where she's standing. It's
Right.
um okay, this is them hitting the bubble. Great block from Lewis. No, not even the bubble. He creates a bubble. He reaches the guard. The guard screws up.
Yeah, disguise doesn't help the 3 tech.
Yeah. But so it's a mid-zone weak.
Yep.
And good kick out from Cross, basically. And Lewis punishes the 3 tech. Gets underneath
See, if
him.
it's that, just do that every play, Griff.
Yeah. Do it every play. And then Walker's like, oh shit. It's wide
What?
open.
The hole's there?
Yeah. And so one thing we should say, even though like in protection they were like losing, the whole offense played with urgency. Like Walker had a great game. Like the whole team, like they all played like they're a playoff team. The
Yeah,
offense.
I mean, we looked at the defense yesterday, but
Like when we talk about, effort,
the
talk
defense
about
was trying. They were just being really bad. Like,
yeah.
it wasn't that they weren't trying. They just were messing everything up.
And like they were dejected at the end of plays and stuff, but like the offense never looked dejected. Like, I mean, granted, they scored like 23 points on 9 drives is a good offensive day. Like they had a good day. They had a good day.
Yep.
This wasn't a great day. So I mean, whatever issues like we're parsing, like the intangible issues that we're parsing for the defense, it's not a team-wide issue because there was none of it on offense. This play is sick. So that they're
Yeah. So
playing like
this,
a fire zone again, 3 deep, 3 under.
yeah, dressed up to look like a duo run again, like that big run where Walker bounced it.
Yeah. So I guess the first advantage is, you're establishing that you're going to run what you run out of here, right?
Yep.
So you get base personnel, you get 1 high, you get cover 3. And then I like the play call of getting we haven't seen weak side flood since the Lions game when they hit that play on the game-winning drive, I think.
Yeah.
So the first cross clears out the field side, like hook dropper, hot to 2 dropper. And then it's just a matter of Fant working over the top of the backside backer, the
Yeah.
backside hook.
And he gets a clean release as well, which like Fant struggles with getting pressed at the line. But here he gets a accelerate like untouched into space, where when he's in this position, he's a mismatch for that type of body.
Right. And we remember the high cross adjustment he made against the Cardinals.
Yep.
Like he's good at, like that's a good adjustment from him, man. He's smooth there. It's just contact is a problem.
Yeah, big problem. What's also clever is this corner's thinking, well, it was this dude on the other play, I think, but he's thinking, I need to make a tackle if we get duo. If it bounces out, I'm the unblocked hitter, so I need to make the tackle because all these guys are occupied.
Right.
So he has to kind of clear that, and by the time that Fant's got the kind of made up the cushion, it's not much, but it's enough to prevent the corner from really cheating over on the route. Also in a zone, but
yeah, Gino evading pressure gets hit as thrown anyway.
Yeah, and this is crazy from Gino because Bradford has a tough rep.
That's bad, man.
Yeah.
He's got slower feet than a nose tackle, bro. I swear he was moving better at LSU.
Maybe he's kind of hurt. I know he was on the injury report with an elbow, I think, but maybe there's something else. I don't know.
He needs to drop about 15 pounds, I think. I just think he doesn't need to be that big at guard anyway.
Mm.
That's crazy. Like Gino's response to pressure is work back to perpendicular, work back to platform. Always, always. It's
I
never.
love these touch. I love these really accurate, like I'm throwing it to you. You're open. High point the ball and come down with it. I love that.
Yeah, he doesn't throw him in stride because look at the free safety. He puts it in like the perfect like midpoint of all the defenders.
Yeah.
Like if he leads him, he might get hit as caught, and that may not be a completion. Like he's
Yeah, and
maxing.
with how Gino's had to move, I think it causes real issues.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, man. Gino's a champ. I don't know why he has doubters at this point.
Same weak mid zone run, Griff.
Yeah, great movement from Brown.
See, why haven't we seen weak mid zone, or is it that we have and it just hasn't gone well until they've ditched it?
That's probably worth. Well,
Because it was their best run last year, right? With Penny.
Yeah. I mean, their numbers in this are good too. Like they in under center duo and zone, they're like 8th in success rate. Like that's a huge improvement even over last year in success rate. EPA, I think they're like 13th, and then yards per attempt, they're like 4th or something. Now, yeah, a lot of it is Walker's explosives driving that average up, but like the success rate has skyrocketed. Like
That's a
they're
great
not.
job from Evan Brown.
Yeah, it's great from Brown. Like they are not a bad running team. At least in under center, they really aren't.
So it's just as Pete said, they just need more opportunities.
And they've run a lot of the same offense out of gun, but they've transitioned to gun more. Like their
Do
gun
you
play
wonder in his
is
mind?
so good.
Do you wonder if in Pete's mind he thinks they should be doing this more often, the under center stuff?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a way to, because like out of under center, their play action was really good this game too, right?
Mm-hmm. And he loves play action.
Right. So I feel like the answer to it is if they want to be able to play action out of shotgun, then kind of just go back to one back pistol a little bit, so that you can still have that package in there.
But this isn't good. 2nd and 3, like you've just had a good 7-yard run, and you basically ruin your progress. Is Parkinson
Yeah.
didn't get the snap count?
He just squirts upfield.
Walker's running style it's almost like C Mike,
Yeah. Well, like I've said, he's C-Mike with contact balance. Like if Christian Michael could stay on his feet, he'd
How
average
tall
4.
was C Mike?
He was very cool. All right,
How
so
no, how tall?
5'10", right?
Right. He just needs to be 5'9" like Walker.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like he adds in all these extra like press steps,
Yeah, just run downhill, man.
Like like Chris Carson is just like cool as a cucumber, just goes when it's time to go.
This is a cool read from him, though. I think most backs would. Let me move this.
Well, like where's the bubble, right? Front side A. So he's reading the mic. So he presses backside, but he just goes really extra with it to keep the mic back. And Lewis is just holding off the 3 technique.
And why stuff like that's a bit of a problem sometimes is it takes longer for this block to have to hold up, right?
Yeah.
It adds like an extra moment, so that space can suddenly shrink, and then you're sort of running around and having to go here, and then this is happening, and there's problems.
Exactly.
But it works here.
It's like he just needs to capture
And
that.
Parkinson does just enough on what?
Yep.
Like, good angle. I don't know why we don't see this sort of stuff more often.
More choice.
Yeah, like stack
Yeah.
them up, go to work. I know their
That's what
DBs
I'm
were
saying.
terrible, but
It's kind of what I'm saying. So it's quick game, right? It's full field quick game. So you've got stick nod at the top, and you can progress to that if DK doesn't get open. But so DK has an option route or a choice route. So it's not preordained that he would work inside. If the cornerback stays with inside leverage, if DK can't win inside leverage himself, then he breaks out. But he just sets him up with his kind of a diamond release.
which has been pretty good to him this year, this release.
Right. And like they can run this with Tyler Lockett, they can run it with Jackson Smith and Jigba, they could even run it with Noah Fant. It's not as though Waldron like forgot this exists. You know, he comes from Sean McVay. Like they do this all the time. They do it with Cup. They do it with Higbee. They did it with Robert Woods. They'll do it with anybody. I think part of it is in quick game they need something super reliable and replicable, so they just spam stick and they just spam snag. And look at this. This is quick game. Look, Geno's throws the ball and he's getting hit by two people, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's a bad rep from Evan Brown.
I mean, the line is blocking for quick game, so they're not gonna back up. They're gonna try and block for the quick game, but this is lunging and getting in trouble. Like you're outside of your frame, outside your cylinder, and that's what happens. 57 is that
It is a
that's not
5-man rush though
yeah.
against a bare front.
So you're all man. Everyone's one on one.
Tight
Is
front,
that
not bare.
Benton? No.
Not sure. The Steelers have pass rushers at every spot. But so they get an explosive here, don't they? Do they pick up 18?
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
But yeah, thank you, Griff. That's a timely reminder. I didn't even tell you guys how many explosives the Seahawks offense actually did end up with. So let me just bring that up. They had 8 explosive plays, and this is Metcalf's. What's the timestamp here? Yeah, this is a 21-yarder. Not too shabby.
And to like illustrate what the protection, what it's handicapping, say DK doesn't get open, look at Tyler Lockett on his stick nod route.
Yeah, he's
Like
wide open.
You can lob that. I mean, it doesn't matter because DK's open. It's the first read. But if he isn't,
and your protection. But yeah, if he's not,
right.
This is a valid back alternate.
And it shows that the protection doesn't let you access. So they've stopped the offense from accessing because they have a quarterback who will hit that if you let him. And that's kind of why they've called so many half field reads. I wondered here, do you think Geno should have waited a beat?
No, I know with how he's being pass rushed. Like the previous play and then bringing pressure, just throw it. Throw it to a spot. You've got like a man read, right? It's basically cover zero read. Just throw it up to your dude on the back shoulder. He just misplaces the ball slightly.
Yeah.
The placement could have been better. Fant's not quite on the same page with how the ball's coming out, I don't think. I guess he is. He just overthrew it. But also maybe I think he realizes as he's throwing that it's going weird. I think the fact that this is here and this is here is weird. I think that's maybe giving him too much credit, though. I think he just overthrows it.
Yeah, he just puts too much on it.
That screams duo to me, right? Oh, weak zone. There you go. Oh, well, that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a great effort by the nose or the 94 to work back the end, rather. If Lucas could have finished that block off, it's a touchdown for sure.
Yeah, he just again great. That's crazy 4-eye play where this guy's kind of two gapping, playing gap and a half, where he's playing in his winning back to his B, straining to his B, but then able to win back across the face of the guy trying to seal him inside. That's super impressive. And the shoestring. This is why they run. We've seen it hit up the front door, where the first time it hit up the B gap, second time it hit inside here up the A gap, the weak A, and here with the over pursuit. And they have different ways of running these plays where they'll aim for more kind of wash. It can cut back all the way. Remember Penny's big runs. Like this is a really good run that they have when they're good at it, and they just don't. It feels like we haven't seen enough of this hitting like in a game. And we said the same, I think, past 2 years of Waldron, maybe. So I don't know. Like why haven't we seen weak wide zone become a thing until late in the season?
I mean, they clearly made a structural decision to spend more time in shotgun.
Yeah.
Very more in shotgun, and then also pistol stole from under center, right? And I think that pistol and what they've done out of shotgun is smart. What they've done out of pistol is smart, but the natural fallout is then there are less snaps in under center. They have to decide. I mean, spending more time in under center is going to force you to become more two-dimensional in shotgun. And do they have the protection to hold up for that in shotgun? Because by running more in shotgun, they help out the O-line to protect when it is time to drop back pass. So, like if the O-line was better, if the O-line could stay healthy, then that means they can protect and gun better to where they don't have to gun run as much. They don't even have to rely on gun play action as much because the drop back game is so effective. And thus they get to spend more time in under center and they get to control the clock that way. You know, they get to call under center play action more. You know what I mean? It really kind of goes back to the O-line.
Yeah. And we should say that previous Lucas block, obviously he was dealing with his knee. And on this play, you can kind of see how the knee is hurting him. He said when he came back that he'd take care of it in the off season. So maybe there's some type of procedure. Maybe that Swiss clinic that Bobby Wagner is visiting. Maybe they can help him out. Because otherwise it sounds like a career-threatening kind of deal. Had to leave the game with it. You can kind of see it showing up here. Anyway, this is crazy from Gino. So pre-snap, he gets told that it's like red zone cover 4, Lockett's motion, them choosing to bump with it. I think that's a safety over the nub tight end again, implying zone, split safety deal, no rotation down, which he checks, knows he's got the middle field open. They're kind of matching the route.
So I wondered that. So it's like a bracket, right? But so the 42, the DB, the nickel has outside leverage.
Yeah, like a 2-3 read almost, or
so does that mean the safety is the field safety? Is he supposed to play inside leverage on 3, or is 42 bracketing with the weak safety poaching?
I don't really know.
Because normally, if the field safety is going to play inside of 2, then you should play with inside leverage with 42.
Yeah, and then are they more kind of with the safeties at least because it's bunched up? Is this guy kind of more just playing like an area?
Yeah, like red zone rules,
or either just like way, like a rail.
Yeah. Either way, Jackson works 42, although 42 thinks he has safety help, right?
Yeah, and it's their favorite red zone concept, just dressed up slightly different. Of just double posts.
Yeah, it is. I like Gino's deliberate choice to intentionally layer it over
Yeah,
the
I don't
safety.
think we've seen a Geno throw like this. I mean, again, another kind of touch to the spot where the receiver is.
Yeah.
Very bold to get that over the safety.
And his eyes and shoulders looks like he's working the field safety, right?
Looks like he's throwing for DK, right?
Yeah, like that's really subtle. I'm surprised 20 played it like this. I think 20 thought Gino would try to rope a rifle shot inside the seam,
Well,
like
yeah, but
hit it right on the A of the
yeah, and
logo.
if you look at 20, Gino looks him off basically. You can see how he's looking. He sees JSN's. Sorry, let me move my pen. 20 sees JSN's there. Looks back to Gino and's like, oh, well, he's probably going to DK. He knows JSN's there, but he thinks it's probably going to DK with the eyes. We'll see it from the end zone. Only now does he realize, and it's kind of because it's gearing up, he doesn't have another peek at JSN. And then, yeah, Griff, I think he thinks this ball's coming out like bulleted, like down the hash.
He thinks he has a pick. That's incredible anticipation.
Yeah.
Like,
And great job from JSN tapping those toes.
yeah,
Because early in the season, there was at least one play where he didn't get two in.
yeah.
Yeah, look at the eyes here.
It's
Looking at
insane.
DK, looking at DK, looking at DK, bang.
It's
Perfect.
it's truly insane quarterback play right there.
Everyone's happy in the stands. Oh, what is that? A beer? Nice. I like beer.
This is unfortunate. Is this play action?
What the hell?
Yeah. So they've been running this play recently where you've got
Like
like
gun boot?
yeah, but you've got like two double curls. And I
Yeah,
wonder if it's a read. I
at the
think Tyler had
nestle.
yeah. I think Tyler has a read where he's curling down.
Yeah, because it's just cover three buzz, right? Three buzz again, but the spacing's kind of funky. Oh, that's the wrong. It's kind of gross how they end up at the same spot though. I don't know if JSN thinks it's cover two of how he gets played.
Uh Last week against the who did they play last week?
Titans.
Titans. They had a play just like this, and it looks just like this off of play action.
Okay.
I don't know.
Weird.
And then I don't know, like, what is DK really supposed to function as in the concept? I think it's a half field read, and DK is just a fake route, like an alert, maybe.
Yeah, he's an alert. If you get like middle field open, he'll just go screaming, I guess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Lockett couldn't haul that in.
That was.
So we get Dagger again, Matty.
Yeah. Running it deeper this time. Again,
Yeah.
this the distribution, they shouldn't be like crossing each other's faces, you know? Like this is weird.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
The spacing, the speed of it's just slightly off. It's not how the Rams would run it, funny enough.
Yeah.
Which is you know, they have made like entire offenses out of that basically. But
Right.
or pass offenses.
Well, and you're trying to get the dig route isn't popping over that hash player. The hook player does do a good job of working back to the
Look,
hash.
look at this. This is not yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I also feel like surely if it's a runoff route, then this guy should be kind of curving in more to understand that's the strong hook, right? Or no?
Maybe.
Maybe
I mean,
not.
usually I don't know,
It's
man.
like it ends up looking like the deepest drive ever.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, against a single high safety, the 3 is supposed to kind of bend.
Sure,
It's
sure.
it's just I don't know, like Lockett isn't like he's not like harsh enough. He's not 90-degree enough.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is. I guess because feels that this strong hook is still there, so he's like, I need to get over the top of him.
Right. But say DK does get into the window, say or Gene or Tyler, say Tyler does get like inside the hash where the ball is caught.
Yeah.
By the time that would have to happen, look at the protection. They can't
Yeah,
get
the
the
protect. However they execute this, the protection means Gino can't go there.
so they just hit the check down again, which honestly, with how high the weak hook player is,
and chat, you might say, okay, well he could have thrown it now, but look when the key for like deciding when like the timing of an offense is a big tell is when receivers start looking for the ball. So it's designed to go to Tyler. He looks around now. SN's looking now. I mean, Gino's getting rushed to crap already, so the ball can't come out really. So Herbig's a player.
I guess is that 56.
White guy.
It's disgusting.
Well, it's like Charles Cross's worst nightmare, right? Speed to power from a wide technique.
Yeah, I mean, he almost looks smaller than the edge rusher, doesn't he?
Has he lost weight?
I don't know, man.
He looks like a tight end.
He looks like
Look at him compared to Parkinson.
he looks like George Fant before the weight gain. Man, I don't want to think about Charles Cross not working out as a draft pick, though,
Okay,
dude.
don't think about it then. That's fine.
No, he'll get better. He'll get
Let's
better.
play.
He'll get better. He'll get better. All
You
right.
see Gino trying to read it out, and then he feels this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But also, I don't ever know if he was going to throw that with how the strong hook was dropping and how he senses that rush. He just thinks check down as soon as he sees the strong hook drop because he knows he can't wait out the deeper one.
Right.
What's this? 3 buzz again? 3 double buzz? Little
Double
3
buzz.
high deal? Oh, God. So this is a 3rd and 6, Griff.
Yep.
Not a winning formula in the NFL generally because of teams do funky stuff. What do we get on this concept?
We
Like
have
shallow drive.
It's
Oh,
smash drive. So
he almost
classic
threw that.
to who to
Parkinson.
Colby. Yeah.
You think he should have done? No, because I think he doesn't throw it not because he's scared of this. I think he's scared of that guy knocking it out his hands, right?
He gets yeah, picked if he does not picked, strip sacked if he does that.
Yep. Yeah.
He'd have to do some crazy like sliding to his left right there and resetting and firing.
So this is more like a cover 2 beater out here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like smash drive is a universal call, right? Because it's if you read, I mean,
Yeah, you read yeah, same thing as bow and arrow. I mean, it is basically the same
principle.
Yeah.
It's the same principle. It attacks the defense similarly.
Yeah.
So we can tell that Jackson has a read. He has to sit his shallow down
zone
if it's
in
zone.
between the hooks.
And that is an option. He is an option.
Yeah.
I just think Gino's afraid to get into his windup.
I mean, we'll see it from the end zone. Gino, I don't actually think can
get that throw off right there. And then when he takes off, he thinks about Colby. He thinks about Colby on the scramble.
Chris, we spoke about the defense yesterday, Chris. So make sure you check that tape podcast out. We talked about the run defense.
Like TJ actually almost gets him right there,
Yeah, I think here you would throw to Parkinson, but as soon as you feel something like that, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. I need to just run into this space here.
He thinks about it right there, and yeah.
He probably should have done here, but was he past the line? Yes. Yes. Yeah, he was. He was just trying to pump guys out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
So he was under pressure on 60% of his dropbacks, according to
What?
Solutions. 60.
So do you know what I said in the preview for this game, Griff?
What?
I was like, I'm really hopeful about what the passing game can do. Well, this isn't a direct quote. It would be foolish of me to just like lie about what I said, wouldn't it? Given that it was recorded and people watched the podcast. But I basically was hoping that this would be like the Dallas game, where I was very scared about how the Seahawks offensive line was against this front, and I thought they'd have problems, but the ball would come out fast and they'd call good passing concepts. Well, it looks like they were calling good pass concepts. It looks like the ball was coming out about as quick as it could.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta grab my charger.
Brilliant. Griff's classic move. While Griff's doing that, let me catch up with the chat. Nathan, I don't really understand what you're saying. I never play bad cop. Jack saying I'd say this was not Charles Cross's best game. No, and I think, Jack, that's partly, the Steelers' types of edge rushers and how they use them. It's not a good matchup for him either. And also, they're just really good, aren't they? It doesn't even need to be that complicated. Let's be welcoming in the chat. Let's not all fall out. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. No fighting.
We're back.
There's an argument going on in the chat, I think.
Do you need to ban anyone?
I don't know. Oh, Misfit, good to see you. Welcome.
Oh, Misfit. Is it our good friend Nugash? we need Nugash around to keep us honest,
Yeah.
Nugash,
I go with Noigash.
Is it? Your negativity is not gone unnoticed. Don't worry. We're having a good time. Nothing personal. We're having a good time.
This is a crazy throw as well. Launch points.
That's crazy, man. Like he was just hooping this game, bro. Like.
So this is designed to be an influence where the edge pauses long enough for Gino to be able to boot out the back, but that does not work.
Little slide route.
And again, like, how often is it a run when JSN lined up here? We saw one earlier, but it's not that believable. They don't do this enough for it to be a proper constraint. That's what I'd say. And that's the problem with buckets. Like, or just it's the problem with not converting third downs as well, because it's just, here's the next play.
Right.
It's not like a series. There's no sequencing.
Right. It's the it's kind of the hidden downside of multiplicity. When you have multiplicity and you don't execute, you call it disjointed. When you have multiplicity and you do execute, you call it multiplicity.
Beautiful.
Call it, wow, so multiple. Great. They're good because they're multiple.
Yeah, I mean, Griff, look at what the Kansas City are doing right now.
What are they doing?
Did you see that Andy Reid said that they're totally stripping back the number of plays that they run?
Yeah. I mean, it's all like, are multiple teams good? Teams that are multiple and teams that are good, are they good because they're multiple, or are they multiple because they're good?
Yeah. What comes first? That's kind of a.
And it's probably like the answer is probably both, right? Like they both come at it, but then whatever. This is insane. So we get the sidecar.
So Chris saying you guys allowed basically no sacks all game. O-line did pretty decent. Well, Chris, Obviously, though, the quarterback does control for sacks to a degree.
I mean, he was under
Oh
pressure
my
60%
god!
of the time, and he was
Yeah,
getting
like
rid of the ball.
Chris,
Which is,
case in point here. Like this is a sack with most quarterbacks.
yeah. So
Um,
this is a gun boot, and he's cutting off his boot immediately, snapping his hips, fadeaway jumper, and
look
layering
at
it
the shoulder
over.
point to the flat, and also on the same dude who almost picked him on the Lockett target in the curl flat.
Right, like look at that picture right there. Pause it. Bang. Like look at that.
Yeah, not just one, two. I love the little shot, the pump fake out, like the shoulder fake out there to keep him flat, and then
Yeah.
knowing he's playing. This is nuts.
It's hard mode. It's hard mode. He's playing on legendary right now.
So why did he have two unblocked guys in his face? Well, they're what? Oh
The
my god!
defense is falling back for the run action, right? So the play action's working. Ironically, it kind of leads them into their pass rush though.
Yeah, but then it's like this is not good play design against like this type of front, like where they play four eyes, right? It's crap detail. Well, not even detail, it's just a bad play design against a four eye and a wide nine. Like he's a two gapper. He's always going to look to, um, against that type of thing. If you're running your
Well, are they thinking that 56 would be the dropper? Like, did they scout that, or 56 would be the seventh dropper here?
maybe, but they've been fire zone to death this game.
Right, right
Maybe though, yeah, it's unexpected that what is the dropper, isn't it?
to the field. Um,
Yeah, I guess that is unexpected. Dropping the field edge because generally, guys in a 3-4 when you're running cover three, that guy's gonna drop out. This guy's rushing because then it gives an easier, um, less space for the outside backer to have to cover in the curl flat. But like, you should just know structurally like what that is,
Yeah. Coverage wise, it attacks the principles of the coverage really well. I mean, it breaks the coverage. You're getting the look you want. You're getting a high
Yep.
low on the flat defender.
Yeah, just classic flood
Yeah. It's a little sail.
or
And
sail. Yeah.
it's great that they can get to the second level with the tight end out of the backfield too. I mean, it's again the strength of the ensemble of the tight end room, right?
Mm-hmm.
We probably say goodbye to this formation next year because I don't think they'll have the bodies to do it. Maybe they will, I don't know. But I think they lean into 11 personnel. Nuts. All right.
Should we speed run to third down failure?
Sure. I thought this might have been a flea flicker watching it from the broadcast angle because of what Ken does. Like right there, I thought he was about to toss it back.
Flea flicker smoke screen. A DK 1-on-1 in space.
Oh,
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, just buddy.
yeah.
No,
So what is he seeing here? You would think
he thinks he can cut it back like he does all the time. He forgets that this guy's here, right?
yeah. Although I don't
What
think
is he doing?
I don't think it would have worked. Even if he tries to cut off of Brown, the weak four eye is working all the way down. So
Yeah, but like hit it. Yeah, you
yeah,
can't run the football like this and consistently.
it's just extra steps, man.
It's just inefficient. The offensive line must be annoyed at him for stuff like this, Bradford does a great job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy suffers an injury because he kind of just gets worked.
The big man losing his balance. All right.
Best runners one cut that all the way. Adrian Peterson scores a touchdown. Tell me I'm wrong.
Can he get there in time before 67 on the backside?
Griff is Adrian Peterson. Of course he can.
Or 97.
Yeah.
Is that a crease there off of Evan Brown? Is that there? Look at 97.
No. Oh, yeah. Cross has a moment, doesn't he, again?
We need to have better moments, not bad moments. All right. What's the down and distance here?
2nd and 9.
Is this a screen?
Yeah. Basically plays out like Sale, but yeah, it's a screen.
Yeah.
The sadly OPI as well. Again, snitch on the offense.
Yeah.
Offense pass interference.
I love it though. Colby was making up for his missed block against the Titans.
Yeah, if they don't call it, it's fine.
So they get a first. That's great. That's cool.
That's good. We love first downs. There we go. They actually hit it up that bloody crease.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, so that's the. So how did Olu play in your mind?
He seemed fine. Like I'm fine if they roll with Olu over Evan Brown. Like I'm an Evan Brown Olu.
What a first rep this is. I don't know if this is. Don't know if that's actually correct. It must be though. Like help on the 3 away. This is a 2-eye. Yeah. Old how they block it.
It's a great block from 75 from Bradford.
Yeah. See, Bradford is very good in the run game.
Kind of smart from Forsyth to slingshot TJ.
Yep, like use his aggression against him.
And then finally Ken just one cuts and goes.
Yeah, and then does his thing.
Yeah. He's going backwards to go forwards. I love it, man. I mean, it's great when it works. Like Ken had a great game, so I'm not gonna. Guy had a good game. Although, actually, you wonder if he tries to bounce front side instead of bend all the way back on the free safety, does he score? Like, no, it's impossible.
No.
Like, right? He couldn't do it. Never mind. That's
I don't think
maybe
so.
in Madden mechanics.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. So they get in the red zone. Do they score a touchdown here? No, they don't, do they?
No. Why is there a penalty here? That's the clock's. Wait, that didn't come back, did it? Oh yeah. There was a hold from was it DK was holding? Yeah, DK got called for holding.
Oh yeah, that is the lamest shit I've ever seen.
Like, get off your block. Like, this is pathetic. Get off your block. What's he even doing? It is a hold though, but like that's just pathetic effort.
The ref's a hater.
Yeah, the ref is like rewarding pathetic play, like not even competing.
If Gino or if DK didn't throw that extra piece in there, I wonder if
the ref threw this because he saw like it's not a punch, but it's like a bitch slap basically.
Yeah,
that's why he did it.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb, man. Just ruining the play. So they probably, I mean, strong chance of scoring a touchdown there.
Oh god.
So this is stick spacing.
He works the 2-man side.
Into the boundary.
Like, is this 6? Is this quarter half? Or is it just 3 cloud?
I think it'd be quarter half in all likelihood.
Yeah.
So I feel like Gino felt like the running backs were his safety blanket this game.
Well, and also like, you know, that's the correct read. This guy's sinking off. This guy's expanding. That's a tough window. Just check the ball down. We're getting rushed to shit. I do not have time to process the backside, which is open annoyingly.
Yeah. I mean, you do start the stick side and stick spacing. You read it weak to strong. It's just I don't think Gino is thinking like, what do I do if like do I have the luxury of coming off of this? I mean, earlier he hit the dig route to DK, right? They get positive yardage though.
Yeah, this is where Walker's creativity is impressive, isn't it?
So Gino's probably thinking, I've been rewarded checking down to Walker here. So, and this isn't a check down though, but still, it's in the progression. I've been rewarded hitting Walker, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Damn, that is impressive from Olu.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
He's just bigger though, so like because he's so much bigger and longer, it's gonna stand out.
Yeah. I'll be an Olu guy. Fine. Why not? Center of the future.
If you must.
All right. So they're running someone screws. It's probably Jackson. Jackson screws up.
Can you imagine if this had been a pick? Dude. What?
So is this choice?
Yeah, no, it will be that would be a dig. That this should have been a dig, right? It'll be that.
But like the front side of quick game though, a high-low wrap on the front side of quick game.
So what should Jackson's route have been, you think?
I would think maybe just a
corner.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a clear out.
I just think the way DK runs that, this should be a dig route.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or not even, maybe just an in cut like that. Maybe not like 10 to 14 yard dig, you know,
like a 7-yard in or something.
Right.
The Titans do, or have Arthur Smith does.
Jeez.
And you got stick nod return at the top.
Yep, same thing.
So Waldron keeps attaching backside concepts to quick game, like full field stuff.
Yep.
Not that again, the protection would let you get there. Like it's a one-step drop from gun, and the tackles are folding like an accordion. I mean, they're fine in that, like they're right.
Olu is massive.
Yeah, Evan Brown's a big center too.
Oh, could Olu play right tackle? Right guard, maybe.
But I mean, Cross has given up. I mean, Forsyth handles Watt better than Cross handles Herbig here.
Yeah. Herbig had Cross for breakfast, really.
And honestly, Forsyth eats up 250-pound rushers. He did in the Lions game. It's the beefier guys he can't handle, but like Herbig shouldn't be walking Cross back though.
No.
And then he gets in with the spin move. So it's third down again. Now the structure here is fine. The scheme is fine. The look is fine. It's executable. Gino's just off, and he's feeling the pressure a little bit.
And different from the Dallas game is Gino hits this, but also the reason he sails this throw is because he gets inside moved right in his throwing lane. Like against Dallas when he was getting rushed, at least this was coming off here, and you had a clear throwing lane generally, even if the rush was bad. This is disastrous with throwing an out route. Like, you see it from the end zone. This is, and it hits, you know, does hit Lockett in the hand. He's just short.
Just a touch too high. Now, this is kind of where, like, I'm not going to complain about Seattle's skill group. They're better off than 25 plus teams, right? But this is kind of where having a guy who plays outside of their frame and is an elite hands catcher would be nice. Like Sidney Rice catches this, for example.
Right, like a circus catch dude, yeah.
Yeah, like they just don't have that.
This is crazy though. The whole front side for Gino, you know.
Yeah. And quick game.
Wow, Lewis has a rough one.
And the Steelers forced 5-man protection all game, right?
Yep.
Charbonnet's kind of check release, but this is man, right? Man
Wait,
protection.
well, you know what Jim McNally would do here?
What?
Actually, no, he wouldn't here.
What were you
But
gonna say?
he was saying about how if this guy was here, he would slide and put the back on him because he never rushes.
Interesting. The nose never rushes.
The mic lined up as a nose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Too bad. If they hit that, they're 4 for 9, hit their 45% mark.
And they should probably score. Like, it's just a killer.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Forsyth can't reach.
Yeah, they need to draft a tackle. With the Lucas news, they need to draft a tackle.
That's a 3 technique. What is Bradford doing, though? He's not working back on him at all.
Yeah, I wonder if... Yeah, he's just so hungry to get here.
He misses the... He's trying to give a punch, right?
Yeah, he just gets his arm swat. Look, that's really good hand usage. And great turning into the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to draft a guard and a tackle. Oli does a nice job here. Yeah. Oh dear. Not much more to say about that one. 2nd and 10. Oh god. Oh, Griff, this is obviously, I think, designed to be a play where it looks like they've messed up. As in, they check into it. It like lulls them to sleep. Is this a backup center deal, or is this just Walker like not catching the ball for some reason?
Probably a bit of both. It seems off. Like he seems like he's snapping to Gino, not to Ken.
Yeah, it's too straight, right? So should you call this with your backup center in?
Good point.
No, because of the results.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yeah, that ball's way too straight.
And Gino's pissed. Gino probably hated the whole thing.
Yeah.
Gino's probably like, let me play quarterback.
Let me play quarterback. I've been balling. Like, we have them. They are trash. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah. Now, what's the play? Is it just a direct snap run?
Yeah, we've seen it before. I think it's just a direct snap to Ken
against the pressure look, right?
Where he's going to run up here and then bounce if he can. But I don't even think it was going to go anywhere. Like,
yeah,
they're leaving these dudes unblocked off the edge. Like, I know, now the time is janked up, so you don't know, but
yeah,
it doesn't look great.
It's not good. It's not good. All right.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Oh yeah, I guess you can sort of see the.
But he's probably gonna have to. He's gonna have to work off of Bradford, and then 44 might collapse on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
So 3rd and 17. Brilliant. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's not even a.
Against the way they've been getting rushed, you're just not going to do anything.
Gino's
And
like,
989, which this is interesting that they actually bend it across again. It's not a dig, but it's more in cuts, right?
Yeah.
I hate. I guess he's running this for like opposite hash, like and dipping underneath the strong hook. I guess this feels way too close to this. again, the root detail feels a bit weird to me. I don't think.
I mean, it's probably valid to think DK runs off the weak corner, right?
Yeah, but like, there's a weak hook here. Like, could we not stay closer up here? I don't know.
maybe.
He has to get open at the sticks, I guess.
I mean, it's cover 3, so you're trying to work away from the post. You want to bend it down away.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to.
And you want to go under the strong hook if he's going to keep getting depth on you.
Yeah. So Fant makes a good effort here.
Yep.
He tries, but they end up 4 yards short.
Pass pro's tough again. They slide away from Bradford, so he's 1-on-1. And it's probably the toughest 1-on-1 block for guards, like a very
2-eye.
head up 2-eye, because he's immediately able to work to the 2-way go. And your quarterback is here.
And granted,
and he has all of this.
They're sliding to Cam Hayward, right? Is that Hayward?
Yeah.
He's
and
one
you
of
can
the best 3
point that out as well. P-snap, pointing out this guy's the mic, so they're sliding over here. Sorry, what were you saying about Hayward?
Just saying one of the best 3 techs in the game, so it makes sense that you might slide to him.
Yeah. Oh, what?
It's just like what happens? Is Jackson expecting the ball?
Yeah.
Does he not know what he's supposed to do? Does he not know?
He is expecting the ball. He sticks his hands out.
So is it the timing with the snap?
Yeah, it's just the timing's weird. And again, backup center.
Backup center, yeah, makes sense.
This is too like.
But now, yeah, like why call this with your backup center like on short notice? You know?
Yeah, and it's a forward pass, so don't worry, it's incomplete. Classic offensive BS.
All right, finally. So we get it's Bo backside. They attach Bo to the backside of stick. Quick game. Bo is typically a 5-step concept, and the McVay did this a lot with Kirk Cousins in Washington. He did it more than with Jared Goff. That kind of his commentary. A little bit. That
why can't they do this every game, man?
I know. I mean, see, it works here because like they get the exact look they want, right?
Yeah, they're in like bait as hell. It's I think it's quarter. Oh no, it's just like 2, but because it's empty, they're playing it like man, right?
Close enough, yeah.
Like lock in on a bit more.
It might be quarters backside, maybe.
Well, like here, yeah, this corner made me pause
top.
on that.
No, it definitely seems like cover 2.
Here, yeah, this dude has weird technique.
Yeah.
Just the way the safety opens. No, I don't know.
You're right. That's cover 2. But so
maybe
anyway,
it's like I don't know.
It's a perfect cover 2 beater. And the safety's playing high because he's terrified of DK Metcalf. And so you get a vacated zone. The trips to the bottom. The mic is well away from the zone. Look how excited Gino is hitching up through the pocket because he knows the look is going to be there. He reads the mic. He reads the mic squeezing it. He could throw this to Disley. Disley's technically open, and he's the first read. But he comes off this because he knows what it means backside. So he's aborting the play and is immediately like, okay, I have DK for an explosive here, and he's right. Yeah, like he progresses to the backside before DK's even out of his break because he knows what's happening.
And good execution from Lockett, where in his route, if he feels he's being like man played or matched, he can expand out to then further widen this window here. So good execution.
That's
DK, good catch. Away, hands out. Didn't
lovely.
drop it.
Lovely. A second
Look at that.
explosive of quick game. 2 explosives to DK out of quick game. You gotta love it.
How did the pass pro do?
Good enough.
Good enough.
I'll take it. That's all we're asking for is good enough. This group is capable of good enough. They can
Only
do
did well
enough.
there.
Yeah.
It's actually very pretty from this angle. Gino, the way he moves in the pocket, when you give him like reliable interior enough, like there's enough there. When you don't give up the speed inside move in his throwing lane, I mean, he ends up almost tripping over cross, but
All right. See, now when they run levels backside, why do they have it be a seam? Why is
as
it a seam
opposed,
to a dig? Like classic levels isn't 3 on a dig?
yeah. Are they trying to throw a slant go here? DK's posture looks like that.
Oh,
No. What is he even doing?
I don't know.
He just doesn't expect the ball, does he? Did they really think they were going to throw a go to Charbonnet?
Now, so Gino takes off running because I guess
And this is weird coverage.
So leaving Bradford on the island again is a problem. Sliding away from Bradford.
Yeah, because they have a touchdown here. I think this is a bust from Pittsburgh. Like, I think this dude's meant to be a half, and this is a half, and this is the run through.
Oh, that would make sense.
Like, what the hell is this? This is cover 2 at the bottom, and then at the
Nobody knows what's provocative. Yeah. Anyway, like Gino probably sticks in there and throws a touchdown to Will Disley, right?
well, yeah. Will would run it in, yeah.
But we get a nice explosive run anyway. I mean, Gino's moving down this field.
Marching.
Oh,
Bradford. He just can't move his feet. He just can't move his feet. Olu does really well. He's having to. He's nice hold. This official. This is what offenses get away with. Griff, would you have called this hold?
Feel like Olu gets his arm out of there just the last second.
Yeah. So he holds him just for a second. Yep. Reminder: Gino is very athletic.
Sneaky.
I thought he'd pulled something here. Maybe he was feeling it a bit.
Maybe.
All
right. I'm gonna have to go soon. So.
Okay. What do we want to go to? Third downs.
Sure. 3rd and 12.
12.
I don't know. So he calls. I mean, this is quick game again. Like, why are you he's calling quick game on 3rd and 12, man. Now, granted, they've had success with it, so I kind of don't blame them. But what is DK doing?
They keep thinking they're going to get this open, don't they?
Maybe.
This is, I don't know what DK's route is.
Right. It doesn't make, it's like a really failed choice route. But like, what is he even trying to do? It doesn't make any sense. It made me think, is it actually like...
I think it's this, right? But DK gets bullied.
It's a bad route from DK.
Well, Well, and how this curl flat's playing is smart. Like just ignoring JSN, free release it.
Yeah.
It's just 3 weak bars, but with a technique to play DK.
If you throw to Tyler, he gets picked by the overlapping corner. Probably anyway.
It should do, but ultimately, pass rush wise, he doesn't have time to come back to that. Or he might, but he'd get sacked and put them out of field goal range. Like,
Yeah.
if he's holding out for Tyler here, it's very risky. The decision to check down gets him into the field goal. Plus, you can't bank on the corner just busting. Like he was, if he's doing it. Oh my god, what the fuck? And they were kind of like, I mean, look at the pass rush here. This has been going on all game. Gino is just making it work somehow. It's not like Nick Herbig had one play. Like the whole game, he just, what did you say? 60% pressure percentage for Gino.
Yeah.
What company?
With a low time to throw.
Oh, what's even worse is they tried chip. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and it's like the chip almost kind of
You're
messes
chipping Herbig. Is this guy like
do you think the chip ironically actually works against Cross a little bit?
Yeah, and that's something that I know offensive line people on Twitter, they talk about how chipping isn't always the best idea. It knocks Cross off the block a bit, doesn't it?
It screws your kind of angle up.
And it lets him then activate like a dip. Yeah, the angle gets screwed, like you said.
And then so Gino comes off the front side and then he goes back to probably DK, right? Because DK's open.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back foot. That's removed via the depth. If you're feeling real baller, you might try that. But timing wise, Lockett isn't really. Yeah. That's a tough throw. Maybe he should throw it.
I don't think so. I don't think Tyler, but what about DK though? All the way on the backside.
Oh yeah, this isn't there. And then this is probably the throw, right?
I like the play call because there's so many options and it's a scan read. You go 1, 2, 3, check down. And I think Gino rips that. Put it right outside the hash on to DK.
I mean, the way he's gearing up, Griff, though, is like he's going for JSN or Tyler.
I thought maybe it was just manipulation. Like, do you really think he's going to throw that? I thought he was going to bring it back down. I mean, he kind of does try to bring it back down, and then he was going to work to
right.
Like, I think he's gaming the free safety.
Okay, maybe because it's to throw this at the point he gears up would be pretty risky.
Like, who is he? Like,
right.
The corner's probably picking.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it could just be Tyler here, over this dude.
Maybe.
That's what I kind of think's there.
Man, I'd love it if he went back to DK and ripped it, though.
I think he stops gearing. I think he tries to clutch it again because he feels this coming.
Yeah.
But it was too late. This was their game plan, hit the outside the number, kind of like the hole between the curl flat and the hook curl, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
As their kind of quick game. Right. Oh, yeah. So a false start on 2nd and 7 when you're driving is not ideal.
Yeah. It's going to throw you off.
Another one. And then what's this?
That's half-field read.
3rd and 2.
Pick it up. Check down quickly. And then I like this throw. It's sail again, more flood. Sail
Yep.
specifically. Well, no, not sail. It's technically just flood. But anyway, it's a strong side flood.
Scissor.
Oh yeah, not a strong side flood.
Or like
It's sail, whatever.
Sexy corners.
Yeah. But he doesn't lead Colby into the corner. He just sets him down.
But if Colby can become Jimmy Graham, that would be nice. Like this is there's two catches in this game where it's just lobbing it up to him in the kind of dead spot.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams spot drop like the Steelers still?
Right.
I don't know about that. PI. Jeez, as a whole. What?
See, even though we said spot drop like the Steelers honestly have good spot drop principles.
Absolutely. Although I was surprised that we didn't ever see the weak hook match the special route, but they don't need to because they're pass rush, right?
Right.
Look at this hook on the back of the shoulder pads.
Yeah, it's a little
hooky.
I'm surprised DK didn't try to push off a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's probably panicked about a call. He just puts slightly too much on the fade to Tyler, right?
Yeah, a bit like we saw the fade miss the fan, right? Like maybe the throwing the fade thing was a bit off to this game.
But then the final one to DK kind of bobbles.
Yeah, he should have catched
disrupted. It. Like that was perfect, but it's a low percentage throw, right?
Yeah, this is like a flatter throw.
Yeah.
And he just drops the ball. Now, how do you feel about being down here, Griff, and your play calls are back-to-back fades?
I think it's Waldron not having any trust in anything else. I think he's thinking matchups only.
Maybe he's scared of the pass pro as well. And like again,
right,
as we've said, like often this season, really, their matchups are generally better than the opponent, and especially in this game they were. But
yeah. I mean,
in terms of the receivers versus DBs, but red zone play calling has been an issue this season, where it's often just matchups.
Right. DK does a great job here of winning position for this.
Yeah, I know.
It's so tragic. It's a great ball. DK's route is fine, is great, and then he just can't corral. I know he's dealing with a lot fending him off.
Yeah, he just did everything right, and then he just kind of
there. Just tuck it in, bro. It's tragic, dude. Bam, bang, bang. That's good.
Yeah, because
it's just too much. What about
it? Is that security? Not even watching.
Yeah. They're so good at keeping their eyes on the crowd when crazy shit's happening behind them.
So there you go. What lessons can we take? Well, I don't know.
I mean, my lesson is 23 points, 9 drives is really good. It's not really good. It's good. And imagine how much better they'd be on those 9 drives if they weren't pressured on 60% of their dropbacks.
My lesson is, hey, they might not make the playoffs. They might still make the playoffs. But if they were to make the playoffs, they have some real issues when it comes to their pass pro. And maybe they could run the ball. Maybe they'd be a bit more committed to the run game or just go crazy run heavy. But ultimately, I think, with the kind of playoff opponents they might face, it would be a bit rough. Like there's a real kind of ceiling, a cap to this attack right now.
Yeah, I think that the O-line needs to improve itself, which I think primarily comes through, if we're talking long-term picture. The improvement
or medium.
Yeah, like next year really. I think it comes via primarily them getting healthy. That's the most important part. Then the second part is remedy the center and right guard situation. That might be Olu. I would like to find a really good right guard.
And then Charles Cross, go and visit
An apothecary.
a steakhouse, or
Yeah.
eat right.
And then I think that the next part is make tweaks to the assistant ranks of the offensive coaching staff, whether that's firing a guy and hiring a replacement or bringing in a quote unquote senior offensive advisor who just kind of helps here and there, or maybe a guy who just focuses third downs. Again, like I think they're kind of figuring out their third downs, but like, you know, Frank Reich, for example.
No. So chat, I don't know if that's the first time Griff's mentioned Frank Wright on the show, but it's bad. It's bad. He's really going on about Frank Reich. We can talk about that maybe.
Not as a Waldron replacement, as a Waldron helper. I'm fine with Waldron. Whatever.
How you market that to the average person, Griff, is you go, have you ever heard of run pass options? Even though I don't think that would be his impact.
No, that's not what they want, but he has a good drop back game on third downs.
Okay. Like, thank you very much, guys. Please do like the video, comment down below what you think about the offense. Can it be fixed? Is it broken? What did you take away from our tape breakdown? We'll be back on Sunday when the Seahawks will have made the playoffs after beating the Arizona Cardinals. I am also going to have a preview of the Cardinals Week 18 matchup. And yeah, manifest it. Follow Griff on Twitter at CMikeSpinMove. Follow me at Matty F. Brown. Follow the pod at Seattle Overload, where you can find out if we're going live, when we're going live, etc., etc. Although we're not always on time, are we? Please do find the pod on your podcast app and just give it a 5-star review. I know YouTube is a better kind of medium, especially for the tape review stuff. But we do have audio listeners, and we appreciate you as well. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Right. We'll see. Until next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
No, don't do that. What are we doing?
Good. No, that was good.
No, it's not good. We've already heard that. No, no. Stop it.